proud of our local athletes and coaches. Let the talented and hardworking staff at Moss Holders help you with your next furniture purchase or design project. Moss Holders wishes each and every team the best of luck this season.
Hi, this is Ken Balkenbush with Prime Rate Motors and Super Trailer Store, and you're listening to Sheridan Media Sports.
And a very good evening here at Ernie Rodolini Field, Thorn Rider Park. Some more Troopers baseball on tap for you this weekend. As we get underway here, just about underway here, we're going to go through the lineups really quickly as the Troopers are taking on the Level Mustangs in a doubleheader today. Getting things going, we'll get the lineup for the Level Mustangs here first. Cash Wassmer is going to lead things off. Carlos Rodriguez going to bat second. Tucker Jackson is going to bat third. Alex Hedges is going to bat fourth. Jacob Biscoff is going to be batting fifth. Rocco Real in sixth. Taven Gruel in seventh. And Jackson Miller in eighth. And then rounding it out is Aiden Walker for the Troopers. On the defensive side, Avon Barney's going to start the things off on the bump. Behind home plate, catching Blaine Phillips. Over at third base is Tyler Reeson. Over at second base is Tanner Hamrick. At third base is Frankie Maestri. At shortstop is Cale Hamrick. At left field is Lath Brown. And center is Tyler Hutton. And in right field is Will Greer. We're just about ready to get things underway. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back with Trooper Baseball here on 1410 AM at 106.9 FM, KROE, and watching live on SheridanMedia.com.
Have you been in to see Sheridan YO Sports Cards yet? It's the spot to get your hands on incredible sports cards and memorabilia. Sheridan's premier spot for buying cards. All major sports cards including fighting, wrestling, Pokemon, and even racing. These guys have hobby boxes for the serious collectors and packs for those getting started. Graded slabs from PSA, SGC, and if you have a big card to grade, talk to the guys to have your card submitted to PSA. Family friendly and located inside Sheridan Stationery Books and Gifts, 535 North Main, open 7 days a week. Have you been in to see Sheridan YO Sports Cards yet? It's the spot to get your hands on incredible sports cards and memorabilia. Sheridan's premier spot for buying cards. All major sports cards including fighting, wrestling, Pokemon, and even racing. These guys have hobby boxes for the serious collectors and packs for those getting started. Graded slabs from PSA, SGC, and if you have a big card to grade, talk to the guys to have your card submitted to PSA. Family friendly and located inside Sheridan Stationery Books and Gifts, 535 North Main, open 7 days a week.
Hi, this is Jeff Tomlinson with Stiefel Financial, and you're listening to Sheridan Media Sports.
And welcome back to Ernie Rodolini Field, Thorn Rider Park. Just about ready to go here. Avon Barney warming up on the mound for the Troopers. Again, a doubleheader here tonight between the Level Mustangs, the single A Level Mustangs, back over the mountain. So we'll see if the Troopers can get things going here with this first game and get a W. Troopers coming off a pretty successful weekend last weekend. As I pull up their schedule here, I didn't have it on hand. I set myself up there, but let's take a look at what their schedule was last weekend as we were here. They were taking on the 406 Flyers, and yeah, very successful. Had a 3-game weekend taking on those 406 Flyers and won 19-0, 10-0, and then to 11-1. It was 2 games on Saturday, 1 game on Sunday, so they're riding pretty high right now as they've actually won 5 in a row dating back to the weekend before when they won 2 versus the Billings Royals and then 1 against the Casper Oilers as well. 7-4 against the Royals and then 7-4 against the Oilers. So 5 in a row for the Troopers, and they will look to extend that winning streak here today. Avon Barney on the mound in this first game taking on the Level Mustangs. Cash Wassmer going to come to the plate to lead things off for Level, and we are ready to go. Again, you could be watching this broadcast over on SheridanMedia.com as well as the first pitch in there for strike one from Avon Barney. Kevin Coyle on the cameras today, producing. Thanks to Kevin, big thanks to Stephen Treffler as well for setting up and everything. The 0-1 from Barney, swung on, fouled off first base side out of play. So a quick 0-2 count to Avon Barney, or from Avon Barney, to get things started here in this first game. And here comes the 0-2 from Barney. Swung on, dribbled first base side. First baseman's going to field it. Reason's got to get back over to the bag quickly, and he does. That was going to be a tough play from Reason over there at first base, but steps on first over there. Was kind of in between and gets out number 1. It's going to bring up Carlos Rodriguez, 2-hole man for this Trooper squad. The right-hander. Here comes the pitch from the left-hander, Barney, as he grounds one, pounds it into the dirt towards Cale Hamrick, who fields a clean throw to first in time for out number 2. So, four pitches for Barney, and he's got 2 outs. Very productive first inning here for Avon. Tucker Jackson now to the plate, and he watches strike 1 over the outside corner to the right-hander. Barney ready to go again. Here comes the 0-1. That one's low. Stopped by Blaine Phillips behind home plate to make it a 1-1. First ball that Barney's thrown so far. So 1-1 count. Here it comes. Swung on and missed by Jackson. So another pitcher's count quickly for Avon Barney. Again, Avon Barney likes to work very, very fast. Here comes the 1-2. That one fouled off into the netting to keep it a 1-2 count. Level pretty early in their season, according to their game changer. They've only played about 4 games so far this year. They just started at the end of April, and then this will be their 6th set of games here today. And the curveball from Avon Barney is a little bit high for ball 2. So a 2-2 count. Here it comes. Swung on and missed by Tucker Jackson. So strikeout ends the inning, and the Lovell Mustangs go 1-2-3 to start things off. We head to the bottom half of the first, tied 0-0. You're listening to Trooper Baseball on 1410 AM and 106.9 FM KWYO, and watching live on SheridanMedia.com.
You know what they say, if you're not first, you're last. For all your plumbing demands, choose A+ Plumbers and Appliance Repair. Commercial, residential, new construction, remodel jobs, and all repairs in between. A+ Plumbers and Appliance Repair, because they are number 1 in a number 2 business. Call 672-9454. That's 672-9454.
Give your graduate a gift they can use anywhere with a First Federal Bank and Trust Visa gift card. As a customer, you can load up to $1,000 on a gift card with no purchase fee. With a Visa gift card, they can buy gas, dine out, or treat themselves to something special. The options are endless. Make their big day even more memorable with a First Federal Bank and Trust Visa gift card. Visit First Federal at 671 Illinois Street to purchase yours today. Member FDIC.
Hi, this is Brent Wolf with Sheridan Motors, and you're listening to Sheridan Media Sports.
Troopers sit down level 1-2-3 in the top half of the inning, and they're coming up to hit now. Taking a look at the lineup for the Troopers. Tyler Hutton will lead things off. The center fielder, Cale Hamrick, will bat second. Frankie Maestri batting third. Tyler Reeson cleaning things up in the 4-hole. In the 5 spot, Avon Barney. Will Greer batting 6th. Blaine Phillips batting 7th. Lath Brown batting 8th, and rounding things out, Tanner Hamrick in the 9-hole spot. On the defensive side for the Mustangs, Cash Wassmer will start things on the mound for the Mustangs. Behind home plate is Alex Hedges. At first base is Taven Gruel. At second base is Rocco Real. At third base is Jacob Biscoff. At shortstop is Carlos Rodriguez. In left field is Aiden Walker. In center field, Tucker Jackson. And in right field, rounding things out, Jackson Miller for the Mustangs. Hutton will look to lead things off well, as he's done the last few weekends. Working walks, getting singles. Hutton's been pretty productive in the leadoff spot so far this season for the Troopers. And the first pitch that he sees from Cash, he's a little bit outside for ball 1 to the lefty. As I was saying before we went to break, level, only a couple games so far this season. They started on Saturday the 27th as the 1-0 was a little bit high and outside to Hutton. They were taking on the Billings Cardinals. They lost both those games in the 27th of April, 4-5 and 2-0, as Hutton dribbles one first base side. It's going to be fielded cleanly by the first baseman, and he's just going to throw it over to first a little bit. Kind of a weird play, and safe is the call for Tyler Hutton. And if that is a sign of things to come, that was not a great start for Lovell. It should have just been from the first baseman a grab and step on the bag or touch Tyler Hutton, who was running down the baseline, but kind of just in between thinking maybe and flipped it over to the pitcher who was covering, but just kind of lobbed it over there and was not in time to beat Hutton out. Credit to Hutton for hustling that one out nonetheless, as Cale Hamrick tries to lay down a bunt, and that one is bunted foul for strike 1. So Lovell Lost to the Cardinals on April the 27th in a doubleheader there, and then they had a doubleheader last weekend against the Riverton Raiders, in which they won both games. So 2-2 on the season. As Cale Hamrick drives one into right field. It's going to be a tough play, and the right fielder's just going to turn around and run towards the fence because it gets over his head. Tyler Hutton is coming around third, and he's going to score easily. Cale Hamrick's going to stand up on third base for a stand-up RBI triple. So that error that E3, by at the start of the game for Lovell pays dividends for the Troopers as Cale is able to drive in Hutton with an RBI triple. That's going to bring up Frankie Maestri. And the first pitch he sees is in there for strike one. Next pitch to Maestri, a little bit high and inside for ball one. Maestri got Cale Hamrick over there on third base after that RBI triple. Here comes the 1-1. That one's a little bit high and inside as well for ball two. And here comes the 2-1, swung on and missed by Maestri. Big hack at that one. Not a bad idea for Maestri. Anything you could put into the outfield, you're probably going to be scoring Cale Hamrick here. Here comes the 2-2 to Maestri. That one a little bit high and outside for ball three. Got Ben Phillips behind home plate and Corey Hamrick as the field umpire here in this first game. The 3-2 payoff pitch to Maestri, dribbled first base side out of play. So it'll stay 3-2 count to the three-hole man for the Troopers. Here comes the 3-2 again. That one way too high, so that'll be ball four for Frankie Maestri. He works a walk here. So now it'll be first and third. Still no outs here for the Troopers. 1-0 lead. Tyler Reeson going to come to the plate. Reeson, the four-hole man, the cleanup hitter, first and third. So we will see some probably see some action in the base paths here from Maestri. Get some sort of movement going. Not going there as Reeson watches ball one on the outside. Tyler Reeson so far hitting .303. Got a .410 on base percentage as well. As Maestri is going from first base, he's just going to stand up as no throw is coming down. So an easy stolen base there for Frankie Maestri. And now two runners in scoring position for the Troopers. And Maestri and Hamrick still over on third base. 2-0 count to Reeson as we get time from the pitcher. Reeson, like I said, hitting .303, .410 on base percentage. As he watches ball three there. He's got 8 singles on the year, 1 double, and 1 triple. He's had 9 RBIs on the season. Tied for second most on the team. He watches ball four there, so unless a 4-pitch walk for Tyler Reeson, and Avin Barney's going to come to the plate now. We're going to get a quick meeting on the mound from the Lovell manager. Try to calm him down a little bit as there's still no outs here in the inning. And the Troopers have the bases loaded. Again, if you're just joining us, Hutton reached on an error to start this inning off. Should have been an easy routine ground ball to the first baseman. Could have just picked it up and touched the bag, but kind of a flippant play where he tried to flip it over to the first base or to the pitcher who was covering first base, and it ended up being an error. And immediately the Troopers capitalized on it. Cale Hamrick drives in Hutton with an RBI triple, and since then we got back-to-back walks from Lovell. So bases are loaded. The 1-0 lead for the Troopers. Still no outs in the inning. Avin Barney to the plate, the lefty, and here comes the first pitch he sees in there for strike one. So good start to the at-bat for Westmer on the mound after the meeting from his manager. Here comes the 0-1 to Barney. That one dribbled first base side, going to be fielded by the second baseman. No one covering first base, but the pitcher does get over there in time. Good job by the pitcher, Westmer, to get over there and cover first base. That was right in between the second baseman and the first baseman, and the first baseman went for it, trying to make the play as well, and the second baseman was able to run it down closer to the outfield, and Westmer was running over to cover Rocco Real over there on second base as well. It is an RBI ground out, though, for Barney. Moved everybody up one spot. So a productive out nonetheless for the Troopers. As that one hit right at the second baseman, a leaping grab, and that was Will Greer who was up at the plate. First pitch swinging. Swung in kind of a lazy line drive. That's kind of an oxymoron, I guess. A little blooper, I guess, if you could say. It was a leaping catch by Real over there at second base. And that's going to bring up Blaine Phillips, the catcher. He watches ball one a little bit high. And the next pitch to Blaine Phillips in there for strike one. So runners on second and third for the Troopers. Reeson on second, Maestri on third. 2 down in the inning now quickly. 2-0 lead now for the Troopers. Here comes the 1-1. And that one's hit pretty hard right at the first baseman. It gets by him, and that's going to allow one to come home and score. Reeson trying to come home and score as well. He is going to be easily safe. And now a 4-0 lead for the Troopers as they double it on the hard hit ball by Phillips. So a 2 RBI single for Blaine. And Lath Brown's going to come to the plate. 4-0 lead. They double their lead right there with that one hit from Blaine Phillips. First pitch to Lath, swung on and missed. Hacking heavy at that one. Looks down to head coach Austin Cowan over there, telling him he's leaning at it a little bit. Caught out in front. So Blaine Phillips on first. And Phillips is going. It's fouled off by Lath Brown, though. So now an 0-2 count to Brown. Troopers have brought 8 to the plate here in this bottom half of the first. With 4 coming across the score. 0-2 count once again to Lath, and here it comes. That one's in there for strike 3. Catches Brown looking. But the Troopers will go up 4-0 as we head to the top half of the second inning. You're listening to Trooper Baseball on 1410 AM and 106.9 FM KWYO and watching live on SheridanMedia.com.
It's been said that for every dollar spent at a locally owned business, it returns 3 times as much income into the local economy. Hi, this is Mandolin Meyer from Hospital Pharmacy West. The money you spend with a locally owned business stays in our community longer. It's just another way to recycle and help our community. When you shop local, we all win. Thank you from all of us at Hospital Pharmacy West.
Hometown pharmacy, hometown care at Hospital Pharmacy West.
Construction loans are becoming more and more popular with customers at First Bank of Wyoming, and for good reason. Hi, this is Kim Newman. With a construction loan from First Bank of Wyoming, it's easy to keep track of our entire project with the help of our online construction platform called Built. Built allows the borrower and builder to have access to the entire construction process and budget overview, ensuring it moves forward without any difficulty. There is no one better to trust with your project, no matter how big or small, than First Bank of Wyoming, division of Glacier Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
This is Dr. Michelle Meehan, and you're listening to Sheridan Media Sports.
And welcome back to Thorn Rider Park, Ernie Radolini Field. Troopers up 4-0 now as we head to the top half of the second inning, getting 4 across in their half of the first. And they will come out with Avon Barney still on the mound with a good cushion. He went 3 up, 3 down in the top half of the first against Level. So we're going to see Alex Hedges, the 4-hole man, Jacob Biscoff, the 5-hole man, and then Rocco Real for sure here in this top half of the second for Level. Avon Barney tied on the team for innings pitched so far this year. He's got 3 games started. He's got 22 strikeouts, which is the team lead, to 4 walks on the season. 3.23 ERA. First pitch to Hedges is fouled back and hits our home plate umpire, I think in the mask. He's all right. Stick it in there. On 1 count now to Hedges. She steps back in. We're ready to go. Here comes the pitch from Barney. That one fouled off. First base side's going to get out of play. Barney pounding the strike zone here to start. Lots and lots of strikes. I think we only saw 1 ball, maybe 2 in the last half inning. And we're on an 0-2 count here. And the 0-2, that one's a ball. Low and inside to the right-handed hitter. So a 1-2 count. 2 Hedges. And here it comes. Swung on, lined into left field. Going to be a tough play out there in left by Lath, but it's going to land in front of him. And Hedges is going to take the turn, going towards second. The throw in is not in time. So a leadoff double for Alex Hedges. And the Mustangs are in business. That was Lath Brown over there in left field, as I was saying. He's playing a little bit back, and it landed out in front of him. It was a little bit to his right as well, closer to the line, the third base line. So leadoff double from Hedges is going to bring up Jacob Biscoff, playing third base for this level team. 5 on the field and 5 in the lineup. First pitch he sees outside for ball 1. Hedges gets his lead over at second. Here comes the 1-0. That one's in there. 4 strike 1. So a 1-1 count to Biscoff. And here it comes from Barney. That one's a little bit low. Good block by Phillips. Keep that in front of him. And keep Hedges over there at second base. Two 2-1 to Biscoff. Here it comes. That one a little bit low as well for ball 3. So after throwing a bunch of strikes in the first top half of the inning, and first inning and a third, I guess I should say, having a little bit of trouble here locating the strike zone with the second hitter. It's a 3-1 count to Jacob Biscoff. Here comes the 3-1. That one fouled back for strike 2. So it works into a full count. Still no outs in the inning after the leadoff double. Runner on second. And Lovell threatening. Biscoff, no batting gloves. Warm enough to be doing that, I guess. 3-2 count, here it comes. Checked swing, but across is the call from home plate umpire Ben Phillips. So that'll go down as a strikeout looking for Biscoff. That's going to bring up Rocco Rial. Runner still on second base. Pickoff move. But Hedges is back in time. Four 0 lead still for the Troopers. 1 down in the inning after the strikeout looking from Biscoff. And the first pitch to Real in there for strike 1. It's a beautiful day down here at the park. Probably the best day we've had for baseball, at least in Sheridan anyways, that we've had so far this year. I say probably, but almost certainly, as a pickoff move over to second, but back in time again is Hedges. Perfect day for a day out at the ballpark, as they say. 0-1 count to Real. Here it comes from Barney. That one swung on and missed. A little bit of a sword there from Real. Not a check swing, but a full swing that was at like 15% power. So quick 0-2 count to Real. Here it comes. That one swung on and missed for strike 3. So after the leadoff double from Hedges, Barney's got 2 back-to-back strikeouts here. And he's looking to tame the lineup here as we see Taven Gruel come to the plate. Limit the damage. No damage done so far as Gruel swings and misses at the first pitch as well. Oh, 1 from Barney. And here it comes. Swung on and missed by Gruel. That one was outside as well, but a swing and a miss nonetheless. Makes it an 0-2 count. And Barney looking to get out of the inning. No damage done possibly. Here comes the 0-2. That one's in the dirt. It's going to get past Blaine Phillips as well, and that's going to allow Hedges to get over to third base. He's going to take a look at home, but covering home plate is Barney. So Hedges does move up to third base. But no threat if you can keep it in the strike zone and get the out here with 2 down. Here comes the 1-2 from Barney. Swung on and missed. That was a sword as well. And that will end the inning for Lovell. They get a leadoff double from Alex Hedges and then go 1, 2, 3. Strike out the side, if you can call it that. I guess we can kind of call it that. Sits down 3 in a row, Barney does. And we will head to the bottom half of the second. The Troopers still leading 4-0. You're listening to Trooper Baseball on 1410 AM and 106.9 FM KWYO and watching live on SheridanMedia.com.
Attention home seekers and sellers. Are you ready to turn your real estate dreams into reality? Call or come see me, Tristan Geist, at Buffalo Realty ERA Powered, your key to unlocking the perfect real estate experience. With a passion for properties and a knack for matching buyers with their ideal homes, whether you're looking for a starter home, country retreat, or exploring the options of selling, I have the expertise and resources to make it happen. Don't settle and give me a call today. Tristan Geist, Buffalo Realty ERA Powered at 307-217-2331, and let's make it happen.
Hi, this is Ken Stacy at Sheridan College. Registration is now open for our Weekend Welding Certificate program. In just 1 year, you can start your career in welding through this program. Classes are on Friday and Saturday and designed to work around your current job. Plus, scholarships and housing are available for those who qualify. Classes begin Friday, July 19th at Sheridan College. To learn more, call me at 307-675-0787 or visit sheridan.edu/weekend welding. Sheridan College, a higher degree for you.
This is Terry Winnup with Sheridan Physical Therapy, and you're listening to Sheridan Media Sports.
And welcome back to Trooper Baseball here at Thornrider Park, Ernie Rodolini Field. Troopers leading 4-0 as we head into the bottom half of the second inning. Got into a little bit of trouble there to start things off in the top half of the second. Allowed a leadoff double from Alex Hedges, but after that, Evan Barney locked in, struck out 3 in a row. And that was it for the Mustangs. Didn't get any across. So it stays a 4-0 lead. For the Troopers, leading things off, Tanner Hamrick, the 9-hole man. We'll start things off, and then we'll back to the top of the lineup at Tyler Hutton. And then after him, Cale Hamrick. As Tanner watches strike 1 to start this at bat. Lassner still on the mound for Lovell, and the 0-1, a little bit inside for ball 1. Lovell wearing their all blacks, all black away uniforms. I don't know if you could really count them as away. Here comes the 1-1. That one fouled off third base side. Doesn't really feel like anybody has a designated away uniform, especially in this, American Legion. You just can't wear the home whites, obviously, but we'll call them their home aways. They contrast perfectly, as the Troopers are wearing their home whites. And that one is popped up in the infield. It's going to be fielded by Carlos Rodriguez from shortstop for out number 1. So the pop out is going to bring up Tyler Hutton. Again, Hutton reached on an error to start things off in this game and came around to score. And the first pitch to Tyler is outside for ball 1. 1-0 count to Hutton, and here comes. That one's in there for strike 1. One count now to Hutton, and here it comes. That one in there, catches the inside corner to the lefty for strike 2. I thought it was a little bit inside, but I'm not the umpire. 1-2 count now to Hutton as we get a quick pause. Wassmer steps off, and now he's ready to go. Here comes the 1-2. And that one a little bit outside for ball 2. If you weren't aware, last night there was a great display in the sky, Northern Lights. We were able to see the Northern Lights all the way down here in Sheridan, Wyoming, as Tyler Hutton watches at strike 3 down by the knees. That's going to bring up Cale Hamrick. So yeah, the Northern Lights were visible from Sheridan here yesterday from about 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. That was like the best time to view it. It's going to be visible again tonight. So if you can get somewhere dark away from light pollution, you might be able to look into the sky and see a pretty cool display. The Northern Lights reaching all the way down here. First pitch to Cale Hamrick in there for strike 1. I went outside. It was about midnight last night. And I looked up. I was like, whoa. Those clouds are shuddering, and they're green. Here comes the 0-1 to Hamrick, as that one's a little bit high as well. For ball 1. But yeah, it was a beautiful display. If you can get somewhere that's without light pollution, you should be able to see it. As Cale Hamrick watches ball 2. You should be able to see it again here tonight. And that's hoping that the weather cooperates, obviously, as well. The 2-1 to Cale Hamrick. In there for strike 2. Catches the outside corner. So a 2-2 count now to the two-hole hitter. Two-hole hitter, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. And here it comes. That one fouled off third base side. Fielded by Austin Cowan over there in the third base box. Fielded cleanly. It won't be very often that you won't see Austin Cowan down there in the third base box not fielding a foul ball cleanly. So it stays 2-2. Here it comes. That one catches the outside corner for strike 3. And that will end the inning. So the Troopers go 1-2-3. We head to the top half of the third. Troopers still leading 4-0. You're watching and listening to Trooper Baseball on 1410 AM and 106.9 FM KWYO and watching live on SheridanMedia.com.
Hi, this is Jill and Colton Bates with the Best Real Estate Team. It is hard to believe it is already May, but Sunday, May 12th is a day not to forget. To all you wonderful, incredible, hardworking, loving women out there, on behalf of the Best Real Estate Team, we would like to wish you the most amazing Mother's Day weekend. Whatever is amazing to you, whether it's going and doing something fun or just relaxing and a day without laundry, groceries, and cleaning up after people. Make it great.
That's right, and a happy Mother's Day to you, Mom, and to all the moms that do so much for all of us. On behalf of the Best Real Estate Team, happy Mother's Day to all.
Proudly brokered by EXP. Is Wyoming Corporate Office your one-stop shop for everything you need for your Wyoming-based business, LLC, or corporation formulation? Yes. Service of process and mail forwarding services? Indeed. Fulfill the legal requirements for small businesses based in Wyoming? Absolutely. Wyoming Corporate Office provides the communication between your business and the state, so you don't have to. Learn more by visiting WyomingCorporateOffice.com today.
Hi, this is DJ Dearcorn of First Federal Bank and Trust, and you are listening to Sheridan Media Sports.
Troopers leading 4-0 as we head into the top half of the third. They go down 1-2-3 in the bottom half of the second, but cut 4 across in the bottom half of the third, so leading comfortably right now. Lovell's going to bring up 8-9-1 on the lineup card. Jackson Miller, Aiden Walker, and then Cash Wassmer again at the top of the lineup to get things going. Evan Barney still on the mound for the Troopers. Done a pretty good job, allowing 1 leadoff double last inning. But other than that, no harm done by this Lovell lineup so far. Miller steps in. He's ready to go. And he watches strike 1. And I have this down in my lineup incorrectly. It's actually Cove Jolly who's at the plate. I apologize. So Cove Jolly at the plate. He watches strike 1. Swings and misses at strike 2. And strike 3, excuse me. That was strikeout number 3 or strike number 3. I missed one in there. I apologize. That is 5 strikeouts for Evan Barney as we're through 2 1/3 innings here. So very productive on the mound. Aiden Walker at the plate now for Level, and he swings and misses at strike 1. It's nice when you got a pitcher on the mound that's working quickly and throwing strikes. That is a very nice thing to have. 0-1 is a little bit low. Let's make it a 1-1 count. And the 1-1 fouled back. So again, a quick 1-2 count for a Level Mustang hitter. And here comes the 1-2 in there for strike 3. Another strikeout for Evan Barney. We have 6 total strikeouts here for Evan Barney. He has 5 in a row. As we head to the top of the lineup again. Cash Wassmer coming to the plate. Grounded out to the first baseman to start this game off. Back in the top of the first, he watches ball 1, a little bit outside in his second at-bat. And here comes the 1-0, swung on and missed by Wassmer. And outside of Hedges, who had that leadoff double in the top of the second, no one can really touch Barney right now. Here comes the 1-1. That one's inside. Bounced in front of the plate for ball 2. So 2-1 count. And here it comes. That one chopped third base side. It goes under the glove of Frankie Maestri, and that's going to allow it to get into the outfield. And Wassmer is going to get into second base. That's going to be an E5. So the error from Maestri over there, that was going to be a tough play regardless, but it did scoot under his legs. At the very least, Wassmer's over at second base because of the misplay from Maestri. So go down as an E5. That's going to bring up Carlos Rodriguez, a 2-hole man. He swings and misses at strike 1. Maestri ups up with himself over there at third base, but as a third baseman, you got to understand there's going to be a lot of those. I mean, tons of errors over at third base. Here comes the 0-1. That one's a little bit high and outside for ball 1. Probably the toughest position to play, in my opinion, outside of maybe catcher, just because of how much you're working behind home plate. The 1-1, and that one's dribbled towards Frankie Maestri. He can make up for it here. The throw over, feel it cleanly. Throw over in time for out number 3. So he made the error, made up for it right there. Gets out of the inning. Stays 4-0. We head to the bottom half of the third. You're listening to Trooper Baseball on 1410 AM and 106.9 FM KWYO and watching live on SheridanMedia.com.
With summer right around the corner, the outdoors are calling. Will you pick up the phone? Campco Federal Credit Union can help you put the fun in funding your summer adventures. Whether it's an RV for camping, a boat to hit the lake, or a side-by-side to let loose and feel the wind in your hair, Campco Federal Credit Union has the competitive rates to give you a summer to remember. You can apply online now at campcofcu.com or visit us in person at our Gillette, Wright, or Sheridan branches. Campco Federal Credit Union, NCUA, and Equal Housing Lender.
Dealing with bone and joint issues? Schedule a visit with Sheridan Orthopedic Associates. Their board-certified orthopedic surgeons are experts in all aspects of orthopedics, focusing on sports injuries as well as joint problems from the feet, ankles, and knees to the spine and upper extremities. After all, they've been providing the area with surgical excellence and outstanding patient care for almost 50 years. Learn more about Sheridan Orthopedic Associates online at SheridanOrtho.com.
Hi, I'm County Commissioner Christy Haswell, and you're listening to Sheridan Media Sports.
We head into the bottom half of the third. Troopers leading 4-0. Still a dominant display on the mound from Evan Barney so far today. Frankie Maestri made that last out. Did have that error at third base. As I was saying, Frankie Maestri upset with himself, even as he came back into the dugout after making that play. But that's the thing about baseball. If you look at it as a whole, you're going to fail a lot in baseball. Yeah, you're going to fail a ton in baseball. And the sooner that becomes okay, and the first pitch that Maestri sees is inside for ball one. The sooner you kind of realize that just kind of comes with the territory in baseball, the more you can kind of let stuff like that not get to you as frequently. And the 1-0 from Maestri is outside to make it 2-0. Not saying that it did to Maestri, but he was upset with himself, and understandable. Everybody wants to make that play, especially when you're down there at third base, starting for the Troopers. You want to make every play you can, but again, it's going to happen thousands of times, depending on how far you go, as he watches ball 3 outside. So a 3-0 count to Maestri, and he made up for it literally the play after, so no harm done. 3-0 count now to Maestri. That one's outside as well for ball 4. So makes up for it on the ground out at the end of the inning, and then gets a walk to start things off here in the bottom half of the third. So, going all right. Tyler Reeson going to come to the plate now for the Troopers. Reeson walked back in the first, came around to score as well. Here comes the first pitch to Reeson. That one's hammered out into left field. At the very least, it's coming off the wall. It's over the wall, and that's going to be a home run from Tyler Reeson. A 2-run shot by the cleanup man, and that will put the Troopers up 6-0. That one was hammered. Right off the bat, you knew that was either going off the wall or was going over the fence. And it clears the big fence in left field. So make it a 6-0 lead for the Troopers. That's going to bring up Avin Barney, and he watches ball 1. So now 2 have come across. Still no outs in the inning here for the Troopers. Barney watched ball 1, and he hits one hard right at Carlos Rodriguez at shortstop, who fields it cleanly. Throw over to first in time for out number 1. Will Greer going to come to the plate now after the ground out from Barney. And the first pitch to Will Greer, a little bit low for ball 1. Every time there's a home run, especially in a stadium like this where I'm sitting right behind the crowd essentially, after the home run there's always a energy to the crowd. And that's kind of fun to see. A 1-1 now to Will Greer as he watches strike 1. And now ball 2, so a 2-1 count now to Will Greer. Here comes the 2-1. That one hit pretty well into the gap in right center field. That's going to get down. It just depends on how far it's going to roll. Greer going to turn, make the turn over to second base, and he's going to be there. Stand-up double for Will Greer as well. So now, coming around the order in the second time, it seems like the Troopers are picking up on Wassmer's stuff on the mound, as they have hit the ball hard. 3 out of the last 3 times. The ground out to the shortstop from Avin Barney was also hit pretty hard. It was just right at Carlos Rodriguez over there at shortstop. The double's going to bring up Blaine Phillips. And first pitch to Phillips in there for strike 1. Phillips a lefty. And here comes the 0-1. That one hit pretty well, but that's foul. Wayne hit that one very well, but just pulled foul. Came around on it a little too early. So loud strike 2. And it's an 0-2 count to Blaine. Will Greer over there on second base still. Here comes the 0-2. And that one's outside for ball 1. 1-2 count now to Phillips, and here it comes. That one a little bit high and outside for ball 2. 2-2 count now to Phillips. And we get a step off from Wassmer. Now a step on again here by Wassmer. He's ready to go. Will Greer gets his lead at second. And here it comes to Phillips. That one's high and inside for ball 3. So go from 0-2 to a 3-2 count. To Blaine Phillips. Payoff pitch to Phillips. Wassmer's ready, and here it comes. Fouled off behind home plate. Phillips will stay alive. Three-two pitch. Wassmer comes set. He's ready. Here it comes. Swung on and missed by Blaine. 4 strike 3. That's going to bring up Lath Brown, the left fielder. Looking to add to this Troopers lead with the runner still on second base over there. Will Greer after the double. Lath struck out looking back in the first. 0 for 1 on the day so far. First pitch to Lath here. It popped up on the infield. It's in foul territory. First baseman's going to give a look at it, and it's going to land behind him. So Lath Brown, a little bit of a second life here. Should have probably been caught in foul territory, but gets a little weird spin like that when it comes off of a right-hander's bat. Popped up. It's kind of an awkward spin. So an 0-1 count now to Brown. And we get a pickoff, but no throw down towards second base. Will Greer back over there safely. And here comes the 0-1. That one in there for strike 2 to Lath Brown. Again, Troopers get 2 across here in the bottom half of the third. Lead 6-0. 2-run home run by Tyler Reeson. Here comes the 0-2 to Lath. That one a little bit inside to Lath Brown. Tyler Reeson sent one over the big wall in left field to give the Troopers a 6-0 lead. 1-2 count again to Lath. That one's hit pretty well into center field. It's right at the center fielder, though. He's going to hold up and make the play for out number 3. But the Troopers get 2 more across on the 2-run home run by Tyler Reeson. Leads 6-0 as we head to the top half of the 4th. You're listening to Trooper Baseball on 1410 AM and 106.9 FM KWIO and watching live on SheridanMedia.com.
Oh my goodness. Do you want to start your day with a unique breakfast experience? Farmers Co-op now offers large Ligurski breakfast sausages. They look and eat like a brat, but are actually a tasty breakfast sausage. I'm telling you, one of those in a bun with a little ketchup is a morning mouthful of awesome. Stop by and get your morning started right with a breakfast sausage from the deli at Farmers Co-op, owned by those they serve at 1450 Coffeen Avenue in Sheridan.
In the realm of law, precision and expertise are paramount. Just as in baseball, where every play requires skill and strategy, McCool Law Firm, LLC brings a professional approach to the legal field. The McCool Law Firm's areas of practice include business law, estate planning, and real estate, incorporating the intricate nuances of farm and ranch matters. McCool Law Firm, protecting your legacy. Let them step up to bat for you. Find out more and schedule a consultation at McCoolLawFirmLLC.com or call 307-461-9240.
Hi, this is Ken Balkenbush with Prime Rate Motors and Super Trailer Store, and you're listening to Sheridan Media Sports.
Welcome back to Trooper Baseball. You're about to get underway here in the top half of the 4th. Troopers leading 6-0. It's going to be 3-4-5, the heart of the order for the Mustangs with Tucker Jackson leading things off. Just a quick announcement here on the local sports side. Kevin Coyle just gave me the heads up. Girls and boys track for the Bronx and Lady Bronx won regionals. As Tucker Jackson fouls one back for strike 1. So big success for the track team and also the boys soccer team in the second half of their championship game, their regional championship game against Cheyenne Central. And they're tied, Central has a 1-0 lead in the second half. As Jackson fouls that one back, so an 0-2 count quickly to Jackson. So good stuff going on around the Sheridan area for local sports. State starts Thursday for the track and field teams and soccer, as Jackson watches ball one high. So lots of state opportunities for a lot of those track and field runners and throwers. And swing and a miss by Jackson for strike 3. Man, this level lineup has just looked kind of fooled at times from the stuff that Evan Barney's throwing. So state championship opportunities for both the track and field teams, Lady Bronx and the Bronx, and possibly the Bronx soccer team as well, come next Thursday. First pitch to Alex Hedges, in there for strike 1 to the 4-hole hitter. Hedges had that leadoff double back in the second, and that's really been the only scary part from this lineup as he swings and misses at strike 2. So a quick 0-2 count to Hedges. Here it comes. That one a little bit low and outside for ball 1. That one was close. One down in the inning here for Lovell. Here comes the 1-2. That one catches the outside corner to the right-hander for strike 3. That's going to bring up Jacob Biscoff, the third baseman. He struck out looking back in the second. Barney's got 8 strikeouts here, and we're 3 2/3 innings in. He's been dominant as Biscoff watches ball 1 a little bit high and outside. Here comes the 1-0 from Barney, and that one's low and inside for ball 2. It's going to be hard taking Barney off the mound. He keeps throwing like he is right now. The 2-0 in there, catches the top part of the zone for strike 1, so make it a 2-1 count. Two down in the inning. Here comes the 2-1. Swung on, hit pretty well into right field. It's going to hold up for the Trooper right fielder out there, Will Greer, who fields it cleanly for out number 3. So Louisville goes 3 up, 3 down as we head to the bottom half of the 4th inning. Troopers leading 6-0. You're listening to Trooper Baseball on 1410 AM and 106.9 FM KWYO and watching live on SheridanMedia.com.
May is the month for rebates and great savings on new vehicles from Waring Sheridan Chevrolet. Rebates include $3,750 off a 24 Silverado, $1,500 rebate on 24 Equinox, $750 rebate on a new 24 Traverse Limited. How about a $1,750 rebate on the 2024 Malibu? If you're looking for a new vehicle, May's the month. The Waring Sheridan Chevrolet team will work hard to get you in a new vehicle so you can experience the Waring way of buying a vehicle. Go online, WaringSheridan.com.
Mossholders Design Center proudly supports our young student athletes in Sheridan County. Being a member of a successful team takes determination, a strong work ethic, and great leadership. It's those qualities that have defined Mossholders over the last 115 years in Sheridan. We're proud of the Mossholders legacy, and we're proud of our local athletes and coaches. Let the talented and hardworking staff at Mossholders help you with your next furniture purchase or design project. Mossholders wishes each and every team the best of luck this season.
Hi there, this is Jim and Chosby with Stifel Financial. You're listening to Sheridan Media Sports.
We do have a new pitcher on the mound for Lovell as we head to the top half of the 4th inning. Troopers leading 6-0. Or excuse me, the bottom half of the 4th inning. Troopers leading 6-0. New pitcher, Rocco Real for the Mustangs. Looks like it's going to be a straight swap from what I see as Cash Westmer will move over to second base. And Real, from his second base position, will come in and pitch for Lovell. That's the only changes that I can see so far. Might be some other ones, some stragglers, as they say, that we'll pick up as we continue on. But as of right now, the new pitcher for the Lovell Mustangs, Rocco Real, on the mound now. And his first batter that I'll see will be Tanner Hamrick. The 9-hole hitter will lead things off for the Troopers in this bottom half of the 4th inning, followed by top of the order, Tyler Hutton, and then Cale Hamrick. 9-1-2 on the lineup card. And we are just about ready to go as Tanner Hamrick getting some coaching from Austin Cowan over there in the third base box. And now we're ready to go. First pitch from Real is hit pretty hard right towards the third baseman, though. He feels it cleanly. Throw over to first, a little bit high, but the tag out. No! The ball came out of the glove as the first baseman over there had to jump and try to field it, then tag Tanner Hamrick as he was coming down the line. And the ball fell out of Taven Gruel's hands over there at first base. Ball fell out of his glove. I'll go down as an E5. And Tyler Hutton going to come to the plate now. Trooper leadoff man. He lays down a perfect bunt down the third base line. That could not have been drawn up better as it went about 45 feet down the third base line. Right on the chalk, if you will. And that will allow Tyler Hutton to get to first base and move up Tanner Hamrick over to second base. So, Kel Hamrick going to come to the plate. RBI opportunity once again. He's already got an RBI triple in the bottom half of the first. Looking to do some damage here as well. And he hits it right back up the middle. It's going to be a base hit for Kel Hamrick. And Tanner Hamrick's going to get the wave around. The throw to home plate is not in time as Tanner Hamrick comes home to score. Kel Hamrick brings home his brother, Tanner Hamrick, for an RBI single. Tyler Hutton also moves up to third. And on the throw, Kel Hamrick gets to second base. Frankie Maester going to come to the plate now. Runner still in scoring position, two of them. Cale and Tyler Hutton. And the first pitch to Frankie Maester. He's inside for ball one. Now a 7-0 to lead for the Troopers. And the 1-0 in there for strike one. Maestri so far today, 2 walks. Came around to score twice as well. 1-1 count to Maestri. A little bit low for ball two. And just got an update in the soccer game as well. Central and Sheridan in the regional final. Sheridan scored to make it tied 1-1 in the second half as Maestri watches ball three. And the 3-1 to Maestri swung on and missed. He took a big hack at that one. So a 3-2 count to Maestri. So 3-2, no outs, runners on second and third, and Maestri gets hit by that one, so that's going to be a free bag again for Frankie Maestri. Officially, no at-bats for Maestri so far today as he's walked twice and got hit by a pitch. So Tyler Reese going to come to the plate. Bases loaded now for him as he's coming off of a 2-run home run back in the bottom of the third. This would be perfect timing to do that once again. And the first pitch he sees is outside for ball one. So it's Maestri on first, Hamrick on second, and Hutton on third. Reeson watches ball two. 2-0 count now to the 4-hole hitter. And here it comes. That one swung on and missed. Reeson wanted that one as well. Pretty hard swing there by Tyler. But came up empty. 2-1 count. Here comes the 2-1. That one's outside for ball three as Rocco Real kind of slips on the mound a little bit. (3-1). Here it comes to Reeson. Hit pretty well into center field. The center fielder's going to go back, and it's going to get over his head and off the wall. That's going to allow Hutton to come home and score. Cale Hamrick to come home and score. The throw down to third is in time and gets Maestri at third base. Austin Cowan and Maestri don't agree with the call, but out at third base is Maestri. So that is a 2 RBI double nonetheless from Tyler Reeson, as both Cale Hamrick and Tyler Hutton come home to score. Reeson putting together a really good game here. And we have a sub coming in for the Troopers, Ethan Evans, going to hit in place of Evan Barney, so we will see a new pitcher as Evans hits one towards the third baseman. It gets by the third baseman, and that's going to allow Reeson to get a third. They're going to wave him around, and Reeson's going to come home and score as well. So the E5 brings home Tyler Reeson as Will Greer comes to the plate. He grounds it right at Rodriguez over there at second. Tries to go for two and gets to the lead runner, but the throw down to first is not in time. So they get the force out on Evans as Will Greer grounds into a fielder's choice. That's going to bring up Blaine Phillips. And the first pitch to Blaine Phillips is hit right over the top of the second baseman's head, and that's going to get into right field for a single. Will Greer is going to come over to third base. So now runners on first and third. Troopers leading 10-0 after an onslaught of hits. And that's going to bring up Dom DeStefano. New hitter. He's going to come in for Blaine Phillips. And the first pitch he sees is a little bit low and outside for ball one. Or excuse me, he's not in for Blaine Phillips. He's in for Lath Brown here, and he hits one pretty well in the left field, and that one's going to get off the base of the wall and left. That's going to allow Greer to come home and score as Blaine Phillips rounds at third base, slips and falls. So he's going to have to stay at third base. There's a sniper somewhere in the stadium that takes out Blaine Phillips. He gets up and he's okay. Gets back to third base, though. And that's going to bring up Tanner Hamrick for the Troopers. And he swings and misses at that one for strike one. And that one gets behind the catcher as well for ball two, and that's going to allow Blaine Phillips to come home and score. So DeStefano also moves up to third on the wild pitch. Tanner Hamrick at the plate, and he hits one right at the third baseman over there, and the throw down to first is in time, and that will end the inning. But the Troopers get 6 across. They bat around, and now it's a 12-0 lead as we head to the top half of the fifth. You're listening to Trooper Baseball on 1410 AM and 106.9 FM KWYO, and watching live on SheridanMedia.com.
Rooting for the home team is the Wyoming way, and the banks of Buffalo, Gillette, and Sheridan are the 307's biggest fans. Banking with us means you're doing more than ever to support school sports, because your money stays right here in our community. We're proud to recognize our hard-working athletes with youth sponsorships, and the local difference means the familiar faces you know and trust for your banking needs are the same ones cheering with you up in the stands. Buffalo Fed Bank. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Getting behind the wheel is likely the most dangerous thing you'll do this week. Yet too many of us in Wyoming continue to ignore the best way to improve our odds in a crash. The 3 seconds it takes to buckle your seatbelt can mean the difference between life and death in a rollover crash. Just 3 seconds. It's simple. It's effective. So why are we still not doing it? Buckle up, Wyoming. Click it or ticket. This message brought to you by WYDOT.
Hi, this is Brent Wolf with Sheridan Motors, and you're listening to Sheridan Media Sports.
So the Troopers' offense explodes in the bottom half of the fourth. Break it open. 6 runs in the bottom half of the fourth. It's a 12-0 lead now for the Troops. We'll get a new pitcher in for the Troopers as well. I'll get your name here in just a second. I haven't been able to see his number yet. We did have a couple of shifting spots in the lineup at towards the end of that inning. It is number 4, Blaine Phillips. Excuse me, Gunnar Lamb going to come on the mound. So Gunnar Lamb on the mound now for the Troopers. Pitching in place of Avin Barney. And the first pitch to Rocco Real in there for strike 1. It'll be Rocco Real, Taven Gruel, and then Cove Jolly for Lovell. 6, 7, 8 in the lineup. And that one a little bit inside from Lamb for ball 1. Here comes the 1-1. That one a little bit low as well for ball 2. Here comes the 2-1. That one fouled back into the netting for a 2-2 count. Troopers lead at 12-0. They got 4 in the first, 2 in the bottom half of the third, and then 6 in the bottom half of the fourth. As the 2-2 pitch is a little bit high and outside from Lamb for ball 3. So a 3-2 count to Rocco Real. Here comes the 3-2. In there for strike 3. Great payoff pitch there by Gunnar Lamb to get Rocco Real out. That's going to bring up Taven Gruel. Gruel struck out back in the second inning. And first pitch to Gruel in there for strike 1. So Avin Barney finishes the day off. He was throwing tons of strikes and hands it off to Gunnar Lamb, who here is throwing tons of strikes as well, as Gruel swings and misses at that one. And now quickly an 0-2 count. Here comes the 0-2. That one a little bit high and inside his breaking ball that did not come all the way around. Stay a 1-2 count to Taven Gruel. And here it comes from Lamb. In there for strike 3. Another good pitch by Lamb. Got 2 strikeouts looking in relief. That's going to bring up Cove Jolly for this level team. 2 down in the inning. We are in 10-run rule territory here. And the first pitch, check swing. We're going to get a check down at first. No swing is the call, so it'll be a 1-0 count. Here comes the 1-0. A little bit low to the right-hander, so a 2-0 count to Jolly. Jolly, the right fielder, he struck out swinging back in the third. 0 for 1 on the day. He watches ball 3 there, alone outside. So a 3-0 count to Jolly. And here comes the 3-0. That one's low as well. So a 2-out walk for Cove Jolly. And that's going to bring up Aiden Walker, the 9-hole man. Struck out looking back in the third. And first pitch to Walker, stopped at the plate there by Blaine Phillips as it was low. Keeps that in front of him. Runner on first, cannot advance. 1-0 count to Walker, and here it comes. That one dribbled. Third baseman, Maestri going to field it cleanly and throw over to first in time for out number 3. And that will wrap up the ball game as we get a 10-run rule finish here for the Troopers. They win 12-0 in this first game. And we will have game number 2 for you here in just a little bit. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to send it back to regularly scheduled program. It's going to be about half an hour until we get the second game going underway here. So we will be back a little bit closer to about 6:30. And we're going to send it back to KWYO. You've been listening to Trooper Baseball. They win 12-0 in this first game, and we'll be back here in about 30 minutes. You've been listening to Trooper Baseball on 1410 AM and 106.9 FM KWYO, and watching live on SheridanMedia.com.
From the First Northern Bank Studio, Classic Country 106.